the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Coming up in the next hour, a local athlete killed by another student in a DUI accident, how a community is coming together to mourn a life lost too soon. The American people have spoken. The Democratic Party is leading the midterms with control of the Senate. What this means going forward and who the president is thanking. And after a beautiful week, the cold weather is finally here. A look at tonight's freeze warning and what you need to know moving into the week. And good evening. Thank you for joining us on DC News Now. At 9, I'm Shanika Grimshaw. Yesterday, we told you about a freeze watch in effect across the DMV, and today it has officially become a freeze warning. Over to Scott. Scott, it is freezing cold.
Yeah, and I want to clarify here too, Shanika, that the fact that the freeze warning is in effect is mainly for areas that are still under the growing season, because you'll notice that temperatures are cold and below freezing, even in areas that don't have a freeze warning, but you've already had your growing season. So here you go again. You can see over the last 24 hours, I was talking with you last night saying it wasn't going to last these temperatures. Sure enough, that is the case. So let's get some specific numbers right now for you. We're looking at 44 at DC, 37 at Leesburg, 39 at Woodstock, 38 at Cumberland, 37 at Kaiser. So pretty chilly as it stands, and we're only at 9:01 in the evening. Now, it will get colder than that, obviously, with clearer skies across the board. And again, cold alerts, the freeze warning is in effect for the district, and then points east, PG County, Anne Arundel County, Calvert County, St. Mary's County, Charles County, and King George County as well. Those are the counties that are under the freeze warning. These are the areas as you go further east, obviously stay in the growing season the longest, and thereby are usually the last to see freeze warnings when issued each and every winter season, or fall and winter season. So with that being said, we'll talk more about tomorrow's cold. We'll talk about what type of records you would have to get to actually tie or break a record for tomorrow morning, and of course your full 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Scott. We start our show with breaking news of a stabbing in the district. Earlier tonight, a woman was stabbed on Colorama Road in Northwest D.C. Police say that woman is conscious and being treated for her wounds. We continue to follow this story as we learn more. Please contact the D.C. police if you have any information. And hundreds of people gathered tonight to remember a Virginia high school athlete killed by a drunk driver on Friday. Friends and family shared stories at Washington Liberty High School in Arlington. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg was there, and Daniel, Braylon Mead was a senior on the boys' varsity basketball team. Is that correct?
Shanika, that's right. The impact he had on his teammates and the greater Arlington community was certainly felt tonight at the vigil. You could tell by the amount of people who showed up.
A scholar, an athlete, and a young person who was dedicated to the pursuit of being selfless in service to the community.
Braylon Mead wasn't just a basketball player at Washington Liberty High School, but a role model to others.
Thank you for showing me what family and brotherhood really means. You're one of the people I look up to in life.
He stayed late to help his teammates on the court.
He was always a coach. What can I do? What can I do? What can I do? Just be yourself, Braylon. Just be you.
And just knew how to be a good friend.
Braylon always knew to let his people know he loved them and make his people feel good about themselves. And that's what I aspire to do the rest of my life. Not just your family, but all your friends as well. Tell them you love them, because life is way too short not to.
Sunday night was about remembering who Braylon was and how he lived. But how he died isn't lost on his friends. Teammate Noah Samuel has this message to others.
To all the people who are planning to make irrational decisions before driving, before you put the key into the ignition, think about the lives you are putting at risk. Think about the selfish decisions that you're doing can impact others on the road, including yourself.
He was planning to attend Northeastern University with his girlfriend of 3 years.
Our love was so meaningful and special to us. I will never, ever forget you.
The Arlington community showing support for his family and friends.
The response that you see here tonight doesn't surprise me. This is an outstanding community.
Arlington County Police have charged a teen with DUI, involuntary manslaughter. He remains in a juvenile detention facility. In the studio, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
Okay, thank you, Daniel. DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and today we're one step closer to painting the full picture of our nation's political future. Taking a live look over the Capitol building this evening, where we now know Democrats will maintain control of the Senate. Last night, the Senate race in Nevada was called in favor of the Democratic incumbent, sealing the deal for Dems heading into the next term. A look at the balance of power. 50 seats are certain for Democrats, while 49 are locked in for Republicans. That last seat will be decided by a runoff election in Georgia next month. Even if the seat goes red, Vice President Kamala Harris' tie-breaking vote keeps Democrats in power. And Democrats are thanking young voters for helping prevent a red wave this election cycle. According to exit polls, voters 18 through 29 showed up in potentially record numbers, especially in battleground races. More than 60% of that voting bloc supported Democrats on the ballot. Raquel Martin has the story.
You voted historic numbers again.
Young voters are getting a special shout out from the president this election cycle.
Young people voted to continue addressing the climate crisis, gun violence, personal rights and freedom.
Although votes are still being tallied, exit polling from the Center for Information and Research on Civic Learning and Engagement shows voters 18 through 29 were key to securing Democratic victories in battleground states.
We kind of knew that that was going to be the case.
Tom Bergen works with HeadCount, a nonpartisan group that registers young voters. He says it's no surprise young voters, especially Gen Z, are turning out.
Gen Z, by nature of just existing, is political. And the result of that is the turnout for elections that we are seeing and that we probably will continue to see, because only about half of Gen Z is eligible to vote thus far.
At 25, Florida Democrat Maxwell Alejandro Frost is now the first member of Gen Z elected to Congress. He says the GOP ought to take note.
Over 64% of Gen Z voted for Democrats. It would be a wake-up call for me, but I'm not sure they're going to wake up.
Daniel Alvarez with the Republican National Committee says it's too soon to draw conclusions.
We have 14 House races that have yet to be called and 2 Senate races.
She says the RNC is instead focusing on the Senate runoff in Georgia. In Washington, Raquel Martin.
All right, in Frederick, we are still continuing to follow the general elections and the race for county council that has still not yet been called. Our Michaela Newton has an update for us.
Thousands of ballots still have to be counted in Frederick County, and the Board of Elections still have yet to make those results official. But a lot is riding on this election, including a lot of historic firsts in the county. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner tweeted out Sunday afternoon about the general election, stating in part, quote, "The election is not over until all the votes are counted. About 10,000 mail-in ballots and 2,602 provisional ballots remain to be counted." The race for county council continues with a new front-runner for county council at large, Democratic candidate Brad M. Young. This year, the general election is holding a lot of weight with some historical firsts. Democratic candidate for Councilmanic District 4, Cavante Duckett, who is running against opponent Republican John Furr, is currently in the lead. If he wins, he will be the first black person to hold this position.
You know, I'm glad the votes, the numbers are working in our favor right now, and I do believe that we will be on the county council come December 5th.
Meanwhile, Republican candidate for Councilmanic District 5, Mason Carter, who is currently in the lead against Democratic candidate Juliana Lufkin, would become the youngest person to serve on the council at just 18 years old. Voters say these new changes could mean great things for the future of Frederick County.
I think it's amazing. It's something that we need to, we as a community need, and also it's beneficial for our youth to see that, we can hold those positions.
Maybe somebody younger being more in the know of everybody that's younger will get more voters out.
The Frederick County Board of Elections say they will make the results official this upcoming Wednesday at 10 in the morning. For now, reporting in Frederick County, Maryland, I'm Michaela Newton for DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Michaela. Developing tonight, D.C. police are looking for a suspect in a shooting that left at least one person injured. The incident happened on 58th Street in Southeast D.C. shortly before 2:30. Police say that the suspect was driving a newer model Dodge SUV with tinted windows and paper tags. If you see a vehicle that matches that description, please contact DC Police. We have new information on the deadly air show crash out of Texas yesterday, where two vintage World War II planes collided in midair. National transportation officials have announced that 6 people are confirmed dead in the crash. This happened at the Wings Over Dallas Air Show yesterday around 1:20 in the afternoon local time, with spectators looking on from Dallas Executive Airport. The 2 planes, a B-17 Flying Fortress and a P-63 King Cobra fighting plane, collided, now leading to both crashing, and officials are still working to identify the bodies of the deceased, as well as what caused the fatal crash. There were no reports of any injuries on the ground. And new today, a memorial has been opened to the public to remember the 26 people killed in the Sandy Hook school shooting nearly 10 years ago. The memorial, a small pool, was opened near the school with the names of 20 first graders and 6 educators killed. Their names were carved around the edge. Relatives of the victims were given a private tour of the memorial on Saturday.
Well, we have been spoiled here with a very many areas, many counties with a lot of warm weather across the area. Well, that is come to an end, at least in the short term anyway. We could have some warm weather, and 70s could possibly, or 60s could potentially come back. But right now I'm concentrating on the colder side of things across the region. Now, we do have a freeze warning in effect overnight from the Baltimore County region all the way through District of Columbia, the DC region, and points to the south and east of here, all the way down to King George County. All of these counties still potentially could have some sort of growing season attached to them, but with the colder air building on in, that will probably put a kibosh on some of that, definitely kibosh there with the freeze warnings in effect for overnight into tomorrow for those counties because, of course, the growing season is eventually coming to end. Not only do we have the cold temperatures, we also have the winds to deal with, and you can see the wind chill here coming in the 30s. Yeah, we've had some wind gusts as high today as about 30 to 35 miles an hour across the board. Now, as you step outside here, let me open up this door on your Monday morning. You're stepping outside to what? Well, clear and cold. Temperatures ranging between 25 and 36 degrees with a light northerly breeze. Yeah, winds won't be too much of an issue tomorrow as they were today. We'll talk more about that and the cold and even some snow maybe in the forecast. Yeah, I said it. We'll break it down for you coming up in just a few.
All right, thank you, Scott. Still to come on your news at 9, a fallen tree leaves many in a Prince George's County apartment complex without a place to stay. A look at what is being done to help. And our Joseph Olmo gives you the travel tips you need before you head off for work tomorrow morning.